Hey everyone, Jose here of Doodle Gaming. I've been playing video games my entire life, and one of my favorite video game series of all time is actually Street Fighter. I've played essentially every single major Street Fighter title ever. From Street Fighter 2 all the way to the Street Fighter 5 beta, I've been in love with the franchise. That being said, we were able to get access in the latest beta to Kanzuki Estate, Karen's new stage. This stage is really amazing. It has all the makings for a classic stage to come back to and play in future Street Fighter games. The beautiful backdrop, the beautiful skyline, the mountaintop, the structures in the background, the dining hall to the right, the trees breezing in the wind. This stage is really a beautiful thing to look at. This of course got me thinking, with the 20 plus years of history that Street Fighter has behind it, which were my favorite Street Fighter stages? There were so many to pick, so many different generations of Street Fighters. There were so many to choose from that I had to make a list of them. Originally I was planning for a top 5, but it turned out that it was going to be a top 10 because there are just so many amazing stages that this franchise has to offer. So here you are, Doodle Gaming's top 10 favorite Street Fighter stages. Starting off the list at number 10 is Spain, Street Fighter 2. Now I'm going to be brutally honest and tell you all that unfortunately I do not own every single version, every single port of Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter 2 has seen many iterations in the arcades and has seen many different ports to not only home consoles, but handheld portables as well. That being said, I used the PlayStation 2 version of Street Fighter Anniversary Collection in order to use Hyper Street Fighter 2 Anniversary Collection to sort through all the Street Fighter 2 stages. The stage you're seeing right now belongs to the Spanish ninja known as Vega. I love this stage in particular because at the time this stage was actually pretty advanced considering what was going on in the background. Different lights turning on and off, characters dancing in the background, the cage crashing down at the beginning of each match. The stage really gave you a feel for the character of Vega, and of course this stage included an awesome track to help you keep going in the fight. At number 9, Arizona Desert, USA, Street Fighter Alpha 2. While Saddam hasn't seen much success outside of the Alpha series so far, I loved this stage in Street Fighter Alpha 2. In the background you can see Saddam's truck, completely decked out with custom lights, graphics, and what appears to be a fish pennant hanging on for dear life in the front of his truck. This stage is very refreshing because it breaks away from the typical Street Fighter stage structure. Urban cities, back alleys, and all that are completely thrown out in favor of a desert scene and still having something of interest in the background. And to be honest, this theme is actually pretty catchy in this version as well. At number 8, it's New York, USA, Street Fighter Alpha 2. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big fan of the Street Fighter Alpha series. But this stage in particular is pretty unique. Normally this stage would be perceived as pretty dull, as the only thing you have in the background is a simple wall. But after the first round ends, the second round is greeted with an awesome treat. The stage begins to ascend into the sky. As you go up into the sky, you can actually peek through the windows and see what I can only assume to be office rooms containing office workers doing office things. While eventually the level does repeat itself and goes on forever depending on how many rounds you set the game to, it's still a cool break of pace, knowing that the level changes as you go up and down, not only left and right. At number 7, Shopping District, Hong Kong, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Third Strike finally makes its first attack on this list with this special stage. This stage is unique compared to other Street Fighter stages because the music sports a James Bond type feel. Accompanied with the cool color palette, the slow cascading rain that looms overhead, the game seems to suggest that you should maybe slow down, contemplate what your next move is, giving this stage a really cool atmosphere, something that is unique to the Street Fighter 3 series. It's also pretty cool once you realize that you're fighting on top of these little stands. You're overhead while everyone else is down below. It makes you wonder if the people down below realize what's going on up above. At number 6, Home Sweet Home, Germany, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Coming right off the heels of Shopping District, Home Sweet Home is a special stage. For years, Hugo has been reduced to nothing more than a background character in the Street Fighter franchise. Originally supposed to be appearing in the very first version of Street Fighter 3, Hugo didn't actually come into play until Second Impact. Since then, we've been able to get a little bit more into the psyche of this character, even more so because of this stage. I can't think of any other Street Fighter stage in which you actually get to fight within the actual household of that character. That being said, you can actually get a peek into Hugo's personality. In the background, you could see various wrestling belts, toys, paintings, and even his pet bird. It's really cool to see the full circle evolution of this character, who was once nothing more than a simple thug, now a fully fledged fighter. At number 5, China, Street Fighter 2. Chun-Li's stage has become synonymous with Street Fighter just as much as the character herself. Her stage has essentially been recreated in every single major Street Fighter game. Not only has this stage stood the test of time, but also her theme as well, as it's been recreated numerous times afterward. In the background, you'll see key things that you'll find in nearly every single Chun-Li stage, from the bike rider crossing to the guy manhandling the chicken in the background for I have no idea why. Weird things aside, this stage has become a classic in Street Fighter history, and rightfully deserves its place on the list. At number 4, Skyscraper Under Construction, USA, Street Fighter 4. This stage features a pretty complex background compared to most modern Street Fighter stages, featuring cranes, buildings, and construction workers watching on. The intense theme also keeps the action moving, just like everything else in this background. This stage also features a cool cameo by Hugo way before his inclusion into the Street Fighter 4 series. Plus, it's good to know that Haggard is keeping this city alive and vibrant. Did I also mention that the character in the far left seems to be a homage to Mario from the Super Mario Bros. Series? Look at it. You can't unsee it. It makes you wonder if they have an ape all the way at the top of that skyscraper. At number 3, Main Street, England, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. As I said before, the Street Fighter 3 series has an atmosphere all its own, and I feel that atmosphere is best exemplified through Dudley's stages. This stage in particular for its funky track and its awesome background. Dudley's theme itself is at the perfect tempo, slow enough to make you think and contemplate your next move, while fast and upbeat enough to keep the fight going. While the stage might come off as pretty standard, it does give you a feel for the character of Dudley. This stage is also special to me. Growing up, I'd constantly pick this stage and always hope that my opponents would pick the stage as well. And again, that track. Number 2, Detroit Highway, Street Fighter Alpha 2. You thought you'd seen the last of Street Fighter Alpha, didn't you? This stage is amazing because it's one of the only times in Street Fighter where you'll actually see the jet in the background doing something. Behind the jet, you can even see a cool little backdrop, which seems to feature a shopping district, as evident by the clear as day knockoff of Macy's. And of course, this stage would not be complete unless it was accompanied by an awesome track. While Street Fighter might not be world renowned for its music, Charlie's theme does stand out as one of the better songs in the entire Street Fighter catalog. It's dynamic, it's vibrant, and it gets you involved into the fight. Before I reveal our favorite Street Fighter stage, here are some honorable mentions. Come on, what else were you expecting? At number 1, USA, Street Fighter 2, Guile's stage. This stage has become pretty iconic. To be honest, this is the stage in which I judge all other fighting game stages, Street Fighter or otherwise. This pretty much set the standard of what goes on in the background. Everything from visual to interactive. The jet in the background, the soldiers onlooking as the battle rages on, crates exploding when people land on them. But most importantly, what defines a stage as extremely special as this one is its music. The music in the background is extremely unique because it actually encourages you while you fight. No matter how badly you're doing or how bad the odds are, this song wants you to succeed. It wants you to push on and keep fighting. This is probably why this song seems to go with everything, because no matter what, we all want to win, and this song wants you to win as well. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you'd like to watch more videos like this, please leave a comment down below. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and tell me what some of your favorite Street Fighter stages are.